This is the rawest and realest WMMA podcast on the planet. This is Savage WMMA Fan Podcast, episode number 2. Let's do it. So, on this eve of Halloween, I like to start this podcast talking about the queen of the house of horrors. The menace, the villain who is feared most by all women of 125 pounds. The flyweight fucking queen, Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko. And this little segment will be called Why Valentina Shevchenko May Never Lose at Flyweight. Listen, folks. Despite popular belief, you got these fighters out here in the world, these McFarlanes and these Robinsons and these Della Rosas, whoever the fuck you want to name, right? These people are not working on the level of a fucking Bullet Shevchenko. And it's amazing that these people really believe that they're somehow going to get to this title shot and go in there and beat the shit out of Valentina. I mean, it amazes me, It makes me start wondering, like, what type of medication are these people on? But anyway. Because whatever I've been taking, I haven't taken anything strong enough to come with them conclusions, okay? Just a little blood pressure medicine here and there. But anyway, so the bottom line is, I've commented on this online, is, you see, some people say you need to work harder, right? And some people say, no. Don't work harder. Work smarter, not harder. But what people need to understand, and what some people have failed to understand, is that the reason why Valentina is so fucking great is because she works harder and smarter than these other girls at 125 pounds. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Valentina tours the world during training camp, okay? And I'm going to break this shit down to you. I'm going to take my time. She's not touring just to see sights, okay? She's touring because she's trying to get the best training camp imaginable, okay? And what she's doing is she's working with the best in sambo, wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, judo, jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to name, okay? That's what she's doing, right? And the problem is that it goes deeper than even that. Because, see, when you can actually do that and go to all these facilities, see, there's this thing called the power of visual impact. See, the more serious you are about something, the more that you can visualize things and the things that your mind could be exposed to, the sights, the sounds, the energy, the more of a savage fighter you could potentially become. It's not just for fighters. It works for anything, any type of artist, okay? Writer, drawer, fucking architect. It doesn't matter, right? So when your life, when your very existence is exploding with fucking inspiration, and you work harder than anybody in your fucking field, watch out. Because there's an ass whooping that's about to happen really soon. You know what I'm saying? So Valentina takes this fucking sport, this discipline, maybe more serious than most people have ever done it. I mean, there's a lot of serious motherfuckers, okay? So Valentina isn't afraid of her opponents as much as she's afraid of not reaching her fullest expression, her fullest potential. And this is why some of these other fighters, they hang out, they party, they bullshit. And maybe there's a few in this world who are just gifted enough, I don't know about at 125, that can just do that and still be great. I mean, if you need an example, maybe somebody like John Jones is a good example of a fighter who could, fuck around. But we're not talking about him. And we're not talking about any of these other just naturally gifted fucking fighters. We're talking about the 125-pound division versus what Valentina Shevchenko has been able to do. So at the end of the day, this is just a little friendly reminder that, hey, if you want to sit around and smoke fucking weed and cigarettes all day and you think you're going to be on the level of fucking Valentina, you can fucking forget it. You can just pack your bags and take your ass down to Invicta, LFL, or wherever the fuck you think you belong. Because you certainly don't belong in the UFC 125-pound division. There's a lot of them that needs to go. I mean, Grandma Modafferi should have... God. Can we put her in a WMMA old folks home or something and take fucking Lauren Murphy with her? But anyway, enough on that. So I just wanted to just speak a minute about it because I'm really having trouble seeing her lose that fucking title. I mean, she's just so fucking amazing. She's just so fucking incredible. So yeah, shout out to the Bullet, Shevchenko. And this segue for a moment to, the biggest mouth of the last week or so, Lauren fucking Murphy, okay? I am so sick and tired of people defending Lauren Murphy. Why? I mean, this has to end. Like, fuck this shit. I'm not making any more videos about Lauren Murphy until something relevant happens in her career again. And I'll think I won't be around for that. And, she makes it sound like she has a good case for moving up, right? Because what happened was she didn't even end up moving up at all after her victory, right? She's stuck at number 5 or whatever, which I don't even give a fuck about the UFC rankings. But you know what I'm trying to say. She's upset because she's stuck, right? And I'm like this. If she would have called out Valentina Shevchenko, she would have moved up to the number 1 contender spot. Because that and champion, that's the only thing that really matters, right? You're either the champion, you're trying to remain champion, or you're trying to get to the number 1 contenders spot. Isn't that why the fuck you in there, right? I mean, that's the goal, right? Title shot, title defense. I mean, those are the 2 biggest things. Outside of making money and building your fandom, putting on interesting fights, everything else is bullshit, right? So, inspiring people. And there's nothing inspiring about Lauren Murphy, And some of this is not her fault. You got to go with you. You got to go with who you are. And if some people don't like it, then fuck them, right? But the problem with Lauren Murphy is Lauren Murphy didn't know how to seize the moment. Carpe diem, seize the day, bitch. You gotta take advantage of this shit, Lauren. But no, you wanna whine and complain about what Jessica Andrade is doing. That's not gonna help you, okay? So what you need to do is take you some motherfucking trying to remember what they call those motherfucking those little drinks, those little protein drinks for old people, just whatever. I can't think of it right now, but you know what I'm talking about, Lauren. You probably had this shit before, okay? Just drink some of that, take it out the fridge, nice and cold, and sit your ass down because you ain't going nowhere, okay? At 125, you ain't doing shit. So now I want to quickly talk about Khabib Nurmagomedov and his retirement. Khabib ends his career 29-0. There's a rumor he's coming back. Who fucking knows? MMA retirements are strange. You don't know whether somebody's really gone or not. Anderson Silva, who's like 600 fucking years and fighting years old. I'm hearing well, I'm leaving the UFC, but that doesn't mean I need to retire. He needs to sit his ass down before he crumbled like a fucking old statue or something during an earthquake. So, but anyway, so presumably he's gone, right? And if he is gone, I believe that he's gone. He may not be, but I believe he's gone at this very moment. So I just wanted to share something. So when he made his announcement, after just basically just, I mean, you want to talk about a sick triangle choke. And the way he took his back, just watch the breakdown. Watch any breakdown of it. That shit was sick, okay? Khabib was the man at 155. Regardless of where you put him on these all-time fucking conversations or who's the greatest in that ain't necessarily that important as what we get to see. But anyway, I want to read this because there was a section where he was speaking in Russian when he was making his retirement speech. And thankfully and kindly, somebody who spoke Russian translated it. And I trust that these are the actual words translated as best they could of Khabib Nurmagomedov. So shout out to Yusef Ad3N. That's the best way I can pronounce that last part. But let me go ahead and read it. So, translated from Russian. Khabib says, and now to my fans. And it would not be quite right to say to my fans from Russia. So let's say to all Russian speakers, thank you so much. When I started all of this in 2008, and when I signed up for the UFC and had the first fight in 2012, many didn't believe in me. Many thought it would be impossible. But I'm a simple guy from a regular village in the mountain of Dagestan who came over here just yesterday. My brother told me, according to Google, you're the most discussed person on the planet. I simply couldn't believe it because if you can imagine, I never had any of this on my mind. It was just my father and I dreaming of becoming a champion one day. I could never have imagined so much could have happened to me. If you have parents, be close to them. And that's it. I have only one parent left, my mother. I would like to dedicate more time to her. Those were the words that Khabib Nurmagomedov. Of course, he lost his father this year, complications with COVID, and hey, he earned it. And you know how they say, people tend to remember you in sports how you left, and hey, he left on top. So, peace and respect to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah, y'all. So, moving along, let's talk about this fucking Ilima-Lei McFarlane versus Juliana Velasquez fight that has been announced for December 12th. Okay. So, I went back. I looked at the fights. And yeah, as you know, I'm not a big Bellator person. I'm just learning and really getting into it. But if I have to be honest with y'all, Ilima-Lei McFarlane is about to get her ass handed to her. Like fucking FedEx, like UPS, like overnight handed to her by fucking Juliana Velasquez. This girl can box her ass off. She's aggressive. I just think that again, and I said this when I was doing the whole video in the comparison of McFarlane against fucking Valentina. I just think she's too slow. I just don't think she's good enough. I don't think she's physical enough. I think she has nice ground game, but I just don't think she's gonna be able to do that to this girl. Now we'll see. But I really see her getting her head knocked a few fucking times. And for all you fucking Ilima-Lei McFarlane fans, if this goes down exactly like I think it's gonna go down, then I feel sorry for you. It's kind of like when fucking Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez. Remember when he fought Marquez? I think it was like the third or fourth fight. Marquez knocked him out so quick, and he just wasn't moving. He was laying there flat on his fucking face. And it was just this stunned silence in the crowd. And Pacquiao's wife or family was out there crying and shit like, oh my God. It's going to be that level of fucking destruction, I believe, on December 12th. Like, remember when fucking, some of you wrestling fans, when the fucking Undertaker finally lost at WrestleMania and like the shock, like, what the fuck? It's going to be like that for all Alima Lane, not Lane, but Alima Lane McFarlane fans. Like, I think this is going to be a devastating finish. And we're going to find out that maybe, she really isn't on that level. Now, granted, I would probably rather my girl Denise Killhouse be in there doing this, but I'm not so sure if she's going to make it to Denise Killhouse. So I'll be making a video about it soon, but it doesn't look like much of a breakdown to me. It just looks like, again, she gonna mix in some kick. If she's smart, if Juliana's smart, she's gonna kick that fucking leg out, work the body, and then just fire endless headshots when the opportunity presents itself. So, yeah, that's it. Your girl Alima Lay is getting laid the fuck out. All right. So, I would just like to take a moment and thank all of the people who've been coming to this channel. I think it's been just under 3 months, and I just feel like it's worth doing a few shout outs. And the first shout out is the Coach Shelton Harrison, because he given me a lot of inspiration for this channel. Not just him, but other people. But I definitely got to shout out the Coach. I got to shout out Combo Breaker 99. Listen to a lot of his podcasts. Kind of reminded me that when I first started the channel, that I wanted to do a podcast. As a matter of fact, that's what I wanted to do first. But I decided to hold off and just take baby steps. Just do some videos, right? George Page, Marcus Bell, that's like my wingman out here. And Mary F. commenting, Liz Evering, I think I'm messing up your last name, but Liz, and because some actual women do like listening to this fucking channel. People always like, well, you got a bunch of men. Well, more men are in the WMMA than women. It makes fucking sense to me. You got more. You got more of them, but we getting there. So anyway, Savage of the Week. Okay. The Savage of the Week will be Miranda Maverick. And the reason she'll be the Savage of the Week is because she basically carved her name in the bridge of Leanna Joshua's nose. That was a fucking savage fucking finish. And I got to give her props for that. She just busted her nose and she couldn't even continue to the next round. So, shout out to Maverick and to Leanna Joshua. All I got to say is, Bloody Joanna's nose. Bloody Joanna's nose. Bloody Joanna's nose. Bloody Joanna, come on! All right, that's it. So, I hope everybody have a happy Halloween. If you don't celebrate Halloween, eat a lot of Reese's fucking pumpkins, or just relax. Watch some horror movies. Whatever you like to do, or whatever you've been doing. And I'll see you next week. This is Savage WMMA Fan Podcast, the rawest and realest WMMA podcast on the planet. I'm out.